Going to be going into the match anyway, guys, so welcome to UKGT Season 1. We're into week 2 now of the event so far, and this is the online period. Best of 2 formats for tonight. We have 2 of those matches coming up for you guys, and take it away for the pistol round, Harry.
Yep, so we're going to be seeing CAZ over on the T side. There's a lot of aggression early on over here towards Radio. You can see Squeaky's going to get opened up by Jacob, and he's going to pay for it with his life. He gets taken down. It's an early man advantage right now for the side of Endpoint, and CAZ, they've got to try and retaliate. They push over towards ramp, but a nice shot from Ezio to find themselves a second opening frag, and CAZ, they're just being chipped away right here. You can see they make their way over towards hell, start to try and coming up in towards heaven. It's actually Connor on the ladder to land that shot. A little bit of luck playing into that one there. They try to pick up this second, and Boaster is able to finish Tactician, putting it now into a 3-on-3. They managed to grab control of the A site. Endpoint having to rotate on through, and Bomb is going to go down. Boaster finds himself a second, leaving it at 2-on-3 for the retake here.
Yeah, Luz is so tagged up as well in main. It's going to be a really hard job for him to get back into the site. Ezio flashes himself out of that squeaky door. They start to combine, pushing it together, but Luz is the first to fall. Now it's all on Ezio. Boaster's tagged, but there's 3 players to deal with, and they're all peeking together. It's so difficult, and Ezio is just not going to be able to land the shots. Boaster overruns him, and CAZ, they pick up that round. But great stuff from them. Nice reactive play. It looked like they wanted to go fast down to the B site through ramp, but after finding those first couple of kills, the split up through heaven, and obviously the shot from Boaster into the heaven player as well, pretty much granted them that free bomb plan on the A site, and we all know how hard it is to retake, at least on the CT side, especially on Nuke. So great stuff from CAZ. They'll pick up the first round, and Endpoint just going for that second round falls.
Yeah, grabbing the pistol on the T side, just so essential to, you know, getting these early rounds in. It essentially allows you to get 3 for free, as long as you can take, you know, the round off the CTs here on this 4 spy they're going to be going into. And what we can see, CAZ, they tend towards that side a little bit here. You can see Jacob going very aggressively. Managed to get all the way down secret. No one knows he's there. Here's Lazo. He's going to hear it out. Lands a nice tag. And oh, Jacob's got to run away. He's taken down a 9 HP. They get forced out of secret. And already, this strategy having to go a little bit improv as they do push outside. They start to make their way over towards rafters now, trying to grab control of heaven. Ezio is posted up, watching the angle, but it's going to get taken out by Connor. No match for the AK there at close range. Max, though, is actually pushed up aggressively over towards Radio now, peeking out towards outside. She'll be able to get the bomb down, and this could be a disaster for CAZ as they lose that bomb. Moving on Funshine to come around and get the refrag. Does pick it up on a Mighty Max, but they've already rotated another player around. And that's in the form of Tactician. He's going to be eliminated, though, very, very swiftly, leaving it all on Lazar. And, well, not for long.
Right, pause going to be cool, though. I can imagine that's a technical one. Jacob was just standing there AFK as well afterwards, so maybe he's spilt some juice all over his keyboard. You don't know. I'm sure we'll be going back into the game very, very shortly. And yeah, good stuff from CAZ. Not losing too many players in that anti-eco, I guess you could say. They're keeping 4 alive. And Endpoint, they've really not got a whole lot of money to invest. Luz has saved 3k, but I imagine that's just to go towards that AWP in the next round, maybe, or. The thing is, if he goes to that AWP, he can't really get any armor with it, so it's going to be quite difficult, but we'll see what he does with that regardless, and unless he gets a kill, maybe. Oh no, because the loss bonus is now up to 2400, so yeah, he will be able to get armor with that. Only body armor, though. So, Jacob just disconnected. We'll be waiting for him to rejoin. Can't imagine it's too much. Maybe his game's just got a few errors, and yeah, this should be another clean round for CAZ, I imagine. As Endpoint only managing to pick up 1 kill when they've invested in pistols and armor. Probably going to have a more difficult time to do anything more than that with just USPs and 1 P250 board up on HUD's G.
Yeah, for those of you interested, by the way, in the E-League Major, right now it is 10-4 in favor of Godsent. Just going to keep you posted on that so you can be well informed about both games that are going on tonight. Yeah, just while we're still in the pause, Schneider is in a 1v3. He just got killed, so there we go. it's now 10-5. There you go. That's just a little bit of help in order for you guys to understand what's going on over at the major, as well as what's going on at, you know, the UK's equivalent of a major. I'm just kidding.
For those wondering as well, you know, we've got other updates for you guys. I just got a BBC News notification 9 minutes ago, and I will quote: President Donald Trump issues executive order for wall to be built along southern US border with Mexico.
Really?
Now, I thought that was a meme. Apparently, he's actually gone and done it.
He's been president for like 5 days. He's already ruining everyone's lives. But let's go back into this. Speaking of ruining lives, we can see CAZ. They're going to be buying on down. The round kick starts again. They make their way outside, and all 5 players over towards here. Does leave Tactician in a fairly awkward scenario. He has to fall on back. It's actually been Mighty Max over towards heaven to try and deal some damage downrange with that USP, but he's forced out of position. Makes his way down. Doesn't get spotted out just yet. A nice flick down from Boaster, but he can't quite find the shot. Does do the damage, and Forces him to have to retreat. Tactician walks out into the waiting arms of Funshine, but oh my god, could you miss more bullets? He is finally going to get that frag. The frag's going left and right as they make their way in towards the A site, but it's Hud's G to find one. Looking for a second. He's doing work with this P250. It's going to be a 2 versus 2. Finally going to be mopped up thanks to Reason. Pushes in from heaven. Now it's a 1 versus 2, but Luzza could definitely do this.
Yeah, it's realistic. The issue is he only has a USP, and if he tries to pick up that pistol, they'll make the drop noise of him dropping it, but instead picks up the MAC-10. Oh, he takes down Reason, but Funshine, he's already on the flank. Comes in through main. Nice two-pronged attack there from CAZ, but you've got to give it away to Endpoint that round. I said it was unlikely they were going to get anything, and they got 4 kills with just a P250 investment, so that's definitely a costly round for CAZ. The only positive, I guess, if you want to go on the flip side, is CAZ won't have to, be forced into upgrading SMGs and making that elected decision. Instead, they're just, all rebuying anyway. I'm surprised they didn't keep 1 SMG, considering Funshine saved that UMP, but it doesn't really matter too much. This is one of the maps where AKs are going to be far more prominent as well, with the control of outside being so important. So CAZ already setting up towards that position. They have the AWP on Jacob. Luzza, as predicted, has picked up his own AWP as well on ramp, and CAZ, they are hitting him for some very heavy outside control, but with the bomb still just sitting around on the T roof. So I wonder what they got up their sleeve.
Things nice and slowly right now. They haven't been able to grab control of outside, like you say. I mean, they've got 2 players posted up here. Bomb is going to be providing some Overwatch for them there. Make some presence now and out towards this outside area, but they have got a lot of players to try and contend with. In particular, I'm looking at both Mighty Max, Tactician, who have pushed down over towards Squeaky. They spot out Mighty. He has to fall on back. Now, outside control, sorry, still going the way of CAZ. Relatively unchallenged for the time being. It's just going to be handed over to them. They have no one playing over towards heaven who can peek out and try and check this. Going to allow Jacob to make his way over here towards hell. He's getting a lot of presence pushed up extremely far, facing off against Luzza. The 2 AWPs going to be going head to head in close quarters combat any minute now.
Luzza's not zoomed in. This could be difficult. Connor takes a peek. Luzza gets the info and he takes a shot as well. Jacob attempts that trade, but he's just going to miss out on Luzza. He lines them up. 2 kills there. Nice flick wallbang onto Jacob. And Endpoint, they've got 27 seconds left just to hold on to these sites. And with a triple man advantage now, it's not going to be too difficult, especially not with spray downs like that. Huds, he gets himself 2. Ezio cleans out main, and Endpoint, they remain strong, not losing a player, but one of them just DCing there. So again, another pause. We're 4 rounds in, Harry, and we've had 2 technical pauses due to the players wanting to DC. So not a great start, but good stuff from Endpoint to actually pick up their first buy round on the board, and keeping all those players alive as well is going to be very, very profitable for their CT economy in terms of keeping it strong, as it is very, very hard to buy up when you are playing that CT side.
Disconnects plenty though today, like you say. 4 rounds in, already had 2 DCs. I'm sure there's plenty more to come. For all those of you who are watching UKGT right now, it's only going to be the premier games we've got on show today. And, well, as we can see, I mean, I'll keep recapping the major for everyone so we all know what's going on. 10-6 right now to Optic, if you're curious. They just won the pistol. So there we go. I'll let you guys know if you don't have it open on the other monitor already. Just, to try and waste some time during these awkward pauses that we've got, because I don't really know, there isn't really much we can talk about just yet, Hugo. We haven't really seen too much. We're 4 rounds in, we've seen 1 rifle round, and it went overwhelmingly in favor of Endpoint. One interesting thing, actually, I do think we could draw on is the fact that they've elected to go for the force buy here on the side of CAZ. They've got the AWP on Funshine. They're taking this extra time to really think through this buy. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Funshine keeps that, or if he does toss it over to Jacob, someone who, we know can land these shots with the AWP. Funshine, of course, isn't any stranger to warping, but I think when it comes to that really aggressive kind of individual standout plays, the player I would want to toss it to would have to be Jacob or Boaster. But I mean, Boaster kind of more known for his rifling. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's interesting that they actually gone for the force as well, considering they can only get 2 rifles. And look at the utility; it's just not great. It could work out again if it's so random. If they can hit their shots and Funshine can utilize that up, we could definitely see a round picked up by them. But it's such a risk to invest in so much. And again, what would you really do with Funshine's money otherwise? Distribute some SMGs, throw them across the board, I guess. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get too much of a buy out of this regardless. So I see the opposite kind of, risk reward scenario. You invest in that, there's a good chance you can get a couple of kills. If you don't, then that's just the risk of it, So let's see how it goes. Obviously, as you said, this pause is going to give them time to discuss. And Endpoint, I imagine they won't really be changing too much with their setup. It had great success in the previous round. The only positive here for CAZ, at least, is the fact that they are going to come into this round surprising Endpoint. I don't think they'll be imagining that a force buy would be coming on, because obviously CAZ losing 4 players in that third round, means that Endpoint are looking at the economy of them and going, okay, guys, they probably can't buy because, well, they lost all their players. They lost all their rifles and they had to rebuy on the first buy round anyway. So that is a positive, I guess, that we could see go the way of CAZ. And the surprise of having this AWP in play, if that is the first to take a fight outside, for example, they could definitely catch out some of the Endpoint players.
One thing I think, this sort of downtime can give us a chance to talk about is not just between you and I, Hugo, but maybe between us and the chat. I don't know how open we've really been previously. I just think, seeing as we don't, this isn't like the main thing, it's probably pretty safe to assume that we can interact with the guys a little bit who are accompanying us in this journey. How's everyone's pick'ems doing? How's that going? Hugo, how are yours doing on this fine day? I mean, I think you're doing okay, right?
I mean, I can have a look. Well, my pick'ems are my predictions.
You're both. Give me both, How's everyone else doing as well? Be sure to let us know.
We'll
give it a read.
I picked Na'Vi as a 3-0 and Flipside as a 0-3. So
yeah,
I'm already doing well on that.
That was decent.
Yeah, good choice there. And yeah, I mean, so far they're okay. Did the French teams eliminated? No, they didn't. Okay. I can't remember what all my pick'ems are, and I haven't got the spreadsheet open, so I'm not too sure. But I think I'm doing okay at the moment. Most of the teams that I've said have gone through, but obviously it's all going to come down to today, with all the final matches and seeing, the definitive of who actually goes through. Because there's been a lot of close games so far. So I'm not too sure. What about you, Harry? Do you know what you've gotten so far? Have you got a success rate or anything?
It's annoying, right? Because my predictions have been really good, but my pick'ems have been terrible. And I feel like the pick'ems are terrible in part because when I was doing them, I was speaking to you and someone else, and it wasn't the fact that you were telling me to do other things. It's that you would tell me yours, and then the other person there would then be like, "Oh yeah, no, obviously that's the one I've gone with too." It might have been Ryan. I don't know.
The thing
both
is,
of you were siding on similar sides, and I didn't go very. Yeah.
We went into this event. The pick'em format was terrible, and there's not a lot of formats. With group stages, it's a lot easier to pick. 2 teams that go a group out of 4. But because everyone plays everyone, and we don't know the maps, and it's best of 1s, and there's no best of 3s at all. There've been so many upsets, and it's been really, really hard to kind of go, all right, this team will definitely go through, because if they get unlucky, like look at Optics Road, for example. Okay, first game they placed against VP. Obviously they lost. Second game they placed against Astralis. Obviously they lost. Now, I do love to bash on Optic occasionally, but they should have, in theory, made it out of groups. But have they been eliminated now? Are they still playing against Godsend, or is that over?
They're still playing. They've taken it back to 10-8. They've actually won the pistol and the consecutive rounds.
If they lose this,
they're out. They're gone.
They will be eliminated mainly because of they should be winning the Godsend match in theory. But if they get eliminated because of the Godsend match, they had to play both VP and Astralis, which is not very nice. To go into a major and have to play 2 of the best teams in the world. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit of a conspiracy to get rid of the NA teams, but. That's
well, I'm not going to complain, dude. Get all the trash out there. Stick to those UK teams, stick to those Swedish teams. The best teams in the world. But yeah, it's been very hard. Predictions aren't as difficult as pick'ems. I feel, even though I've got most of my predictions wrong anyway. But it's hard to go into this event and go, these teams will definitely make it through, because it just depends. I mean,
if you want to talk with someone who can't do predictions, you got to think about really Tom Biz.
Tom Biz 14, indeed.
Yeah. Basically the safest way to do your predictions is look at what Tom Biz has picked and just go for the opposite.
He's currently about 10 points behind everyone else in our little group.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Ryan, his strategy is just copy
Harry.
Yeah, copy daddy. He does that. Hugo, you just make your own little bold moves.
I just go for those YOLO picks, and most of them are wrong. But Tom, what Tom likes to do is he likes to try hard, and then he gets him behind. And in order to not embarrass himself by losing, he goes, "All right, guys, don't worry. I'm just gonna pick the worst teams. Haha, it's ironic, you know. I'm just doing it for fun now. I'm not doing it because I want to win." And we're like, that's just an excuse because you can't predict games.
Look, guys, in this one between Astralis and Godsent, I predicted my own hairline to win. Ha, meme, get it? And you're just like, ah. But anyway, there we go. We're finally back. Oh my god, it took so long. Who was it who disconnected? Who the hell disconnected and made us spill for that long? Tactician, you are a horrible human being, and I hope to God you get eliminated. But there we go. It's currently 1-3. And,
don't worry, Harry. They only have to play against Rasta. They're not disband when they lose.
Wow.
That's how it works.
But yeah, for the time being, it's going to be a 1-3 scoreline. Like you say, CAZ, they went for that risky AWP buy, and they're using that to try and influence the play outside. Meanwhile, Reason makes his way in through Squeaky, able to pick up that first out onto Hud's G. It's an early frag over towards A, and already that's displaced the Endpoint setup quite considerably. They've had to rotate a player over from ramp, who's now posted his way up, leaving Tactician to play over here towards Hell. He's peeking towards outside, going to be reading this very well, able to pick up that first frag on a booster. No one there to return just yet, but he does get tagged down low to a mere 27 HP, has to fall on back. Ready, I mean, Secret going to be just ripe for the taking. Outside, just empty and void of any Endpoint players for the time being. CAZ, they're going on the full offensive though. Tactician still trying to hold off ramp. He's going to be forced on back. He is tagged down to 27 HP. Let's not forget Ezio trying to back him up from heaven. Does spot out Funshine. He's going to land that shot with the AWP, but he really shouldn't have got that. Now it's going to be a 4-on-3. The man advantage going to be going the way of CAZ here. And Funshine, he might have found one, but he's still roaring and ready to go as he makes his way towards Hell, just spotting it out with the AWP. Luzza and Tactician both situated over towards here. They're going to be going aggressive, going on a flank of their own.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's getting at them so much information on the whereabouts of these T's. Now they've got to know it's a B site. There's 20 seconds left. They take out one more A player, but with no one pushing in through main, they got to go, guys, they must be on the B site. They haven't got any outside control with Tactician giving away the position. So now it's a 3v3. The bomb just goes down, and Funshine, he's holding off with that AWP. It's clearly been a great investment so far. 2 kills in, and Luzza and Mighty Max, they've got to pick up the pieces of this broken round. It could be a very difficult one, especially with Funshine doing things like that. Another kill going his way. It's all onto Max, and he's got to hit the shot, but no, Funshine, he gets himself 4, and CAZ, they're just going to obliterate Endpoint. The great surprise force buy from them there, it's going to work its wonders. And 4-1, not only do they win the force buy round, but they also reset the economy of Endpoint. Great stuff from CAZ.
Yeah, this should allow them to head on and pick up a potential 5th round. Already they've achieved what kind of most professional teams would deem the minimum amount of rounds on your T side, and they've got it within the first 6 rounds potentially. As long as they pick this one up here, you can see Endpoint, they're looking to try and force this issue. They do go aggressive. They're going to catch Connor off guard, but he switches out to the M4 and sprays him down anyway. Tactician missing shots. He should have missed there. Going to have to be picked up by Luzza, who does land that shot. That's going to be bomb dropped out in the open. Reason looking to try and refract. Doesn't want to face off against God Luzza, but that nade going to be doing so much damage anyway. Does take him down, leaving it in a 3-on-4. You can see Mighty Max pushing down Squeaky, going to be on the flank, and Jacob, he's not ready for this, I don't think.
No, it doesn't seem like it, but repositioned so far from CAZ as they fully commit to this site almost. But Jacob, he's going to catch out Mighty Max. They're just trying to drop in through the vents. Ezio on top of the hut. He's only got a P2K. This isn't a great weapon to do anything with, and Boasters is going to eliminate him. Lots of damage, but not enough. And Huds, he's going to be the last man standing here for the CT side, rotating back in through heaven. But he's a little bit worried here. There could be a CAZ player up in the rafters, so it's a bit of a risk to push up through that ladder because you can't shoot anyone obviously while on the ladder. The inaccuracy is incredible, so he's just going to hold for any kind of exits that get given his way, or see if one of these aggressive players try and drop down through the heaven area. But no one will. They're all on the site. They should all be getting away through lobby and main anyway, but if he can flank round, get into lobby, he could potentially pincer them as they try to exit the site. But you can already see their focus towards his position. Jacob just changing guns there, getting out with a rifle as well, so far better than the SMG that he did have. But Hudson gets 1, but I don't think he'll be going for 2 more here. He's not going to be going too overzealous. Let's go down with the bomb anyway, and CAZ, they're going to pick up the round, only having 2 casualties, so good stuff there.
Already, when you look over at Endpoint, their money is going to be fairly low into this round regardless, and I think that's down to, forcing on a few of the players in the previous one. You can see they don't really have the amount of utility you'd expect from a CT side on Nuke. They've also got Ezio, who's been relegated down to the UMP. So not really an ideal start right here from Endpoint, already looking very vulnerable, and we haven't even seen them take a duel with CAZ just yet. Already a lot of presence coming out towards outside. My god, they're breaking their glass and it's incredibly loud. We can see they've got 3 players making their way outside. Few smokes and flashes going down in towards the A site as well. That's gonna already gotta be making Endpoint feel a little bit hot under the collar. You can see they've got 3 players dedicated towards holding outside. Hud's G over towards Mini can rotate on in. Luzzer gonna be playing in Garage, lands that AWP shot out onto Funshine. An early frag gonna be going the way of Endpoint here as they utilize that AWP player outside to maximum efficiency. No one there to trade just yet. You can see Jacob tries to go aggressive, but he's gonna pay the price for it. Mighty Max quick to assist his teammate there, take him down and eliminate that threat. No trade frag to come through. And right now Endpoint, they find themselves with a 2-man advantage.
CAZ playing this very, very slowly after losing those first 2 picks, and that's, you know, typically the way to play it, but it may come back to haunt them if they take too long to start converging onto a site. But Connor at least will catch out Luzzer there over in the heavens. It's going to be at least put down to a 4-on-3, but the time, as I said, it's still going to be ticking against CAZ. They've got to hurry up and commit towards something, and they've got to do it soon. With ECTs not getting too aggressive and still having 2 players on the A side, it looks like they're going to be splitting. Reason coming in through the hut. We have Boaster in heaven and Connor situated towards main, but the positions of the CTs are going to be perfect for these kind of angles. We've got Ezio on top of that hut, and he's just going to be holding down the line. Connor, he starts to push through the smoke. Ezio tries to spot him out, but Max instead going to open up with first blood so far. Mighty Max gets himself 2, but a trade eventually comes through from Reason, who's pushed through the hut, and now with 15 seconds left, he's got to get this bomb down.
Not going to be giving him the opportunity. He does just take his head clean off. Going to be leaving it now in a 2-5 scoreline. 3 rounds, still the advantage of CAZ for the time being. But their money not going to be looking too great. They will be buying on down. Now, last time they opted to go for this little bit aggressive force, it did work out well for them. They've got the AWP on Funshine. He's, of course, going to be trying to replicate his success of the previous force into this round. You can see a little bit of a different setup. Tactician this time taking the AWP over towards ramp. They've also got Luzette playing outside with that AWP in hand. He's just watching for them to peek out around the corner. Can't quite land that shot as the shoulder peek does come in, but they do now know that Luz is there. That's going to completely lock them out of outside instead. Now they have to make their way in. Luzette rotating around, going to be trying to play it over towards Hell. Biding his time. Jacob going to be the player to try and take this duel while the rest of his team stack up towards ramp.
Oh, Tactician though, first blood catches out Funshine. Man advantage going to go the way of Endpoint once again. And Reason, a bit of a solo push there, kind of pointless, especially without the support from main. His teammate hadn't really wrapped around the corner, so he didn't even have a trade frag inbound. And while Jacob may have found himself in a very useful position, Endpoint have mainly just been playing for retake on B. They've not been putting too much pressure towards it anyway. We've got Max over in this radio room, and that should be all that they really needed to deny any kind of bomb plant to allow the rest of Endpoint to rotate back in time. And Huds as well, he's dropped down the vents, but Jacob, he catches out the first player on the CT side. So now CAZ, they made it a little more doable.
Yeah, they got a lot of ground towards Jacob making his way up. The vent is going to be in prime location to try and reinforce them here. Throws out that Molotov. It's only Ezio to hold down the A site. He is up on the rafters. Spots out Jacob. Can't quite line the frag. I'm going to get one. Just dodging around the boxes. It's going to be taken out by Boaster on the back of that Tech 9. It's going to be a 2 versus 3. Bomb going to be going down now, and Jacob, he's got to try and watch out that flank at the same time. Got to reinforce the site. Able to find one out of Lizard. It's a 2-on-2. Mighty Max making his way up the bed. Could be coming in from behind. Drops out Jacob. Now it's all on Boaster. 1 versus 2. He's trying to play the angle, trying to make his way around the site. He spots out Mighty, but Mighty's quicker on the trigger. And it's going to take him down. No problem. Only are scavenging for some guns. You can see they send Mighty Max over towards heaven to go get the AWP off of Lizard's body. The defuse will be coming on in and get it. It's an AK. Imagine he wanted to go get the AWP.
They've already got
he
one.
walked right over it. Yeah, they had a double up setup going into that round though, so I don't know.
Confusing. Maybe they didn't know. I'm not too sure on that one, but either way, I like the way that they played that, at least with the retake. Tactician distracting Jacob over in hut, so Mighty Max can push out the vents. The vents is a horrible position to come back into the A site through if you're trying to rotate back in a retake situation, for example. And Mighty Max, obviously having his teammate make that distraction made it far, far easier for him to get back into the site. So stuff there from Endpoint. CAZ, they're now going to be on the receiving end of the damage, and with only pistols here, they've got to do everything they can to try and make this worth their investment. Lots of spraying so far from Max. He's not going to be connecting too many shots. It's so hard to hit them through that wall, and either way, he gets himself 1 before he goes down. Now just 2 players remaining, but it seems like a bit of a cleanup with just Connor outside, and it seems at Endpoint, they may have another one in the bag for themselves. A 4-5 just looming over the horizon.
He has managed to get himself an AWP, but with only 12 HP and an incendiary, no armor. It is looking like he'll try and save as best he can. I mean, there's still 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Plenty of time for Endpoint to go on the hunt here. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Connor, you know, try and probe for some sort of damage. Try and probe for this opening angle. And with Tactician over towards CT, not sure if he'll check it. It's, of course, going to be a very good, you know, very likelihood that he's going to get shut down here. Only one shot from the M4. All it takes. CAZ looking like he wants to try and maybe peek out towards heaven as well. And if these two players both go for a peek at the same time, then we'll be bidding good night to Connor. He's just towards Garage, wants to try and hold on to the AWP. There's still 30 seconds left. He wants to actually make his presence down maybe over towards A. I can't really decide if he's fully committed to this save just yet. I believe he thinks he can try and make something happen. He peeks out towards the A site. They will hear that scope in. Lands the shot on Uezio though, and oh my god, that was surprising. Tactician coming in from CT. Got to be the player to try and mop this up, deal with the threat before it becomes too severe. But there we go. Connor trying to save. Will be caught off from Huds, who's gone on the flank, takes him down, and there's that 4-5 scoreline.
I'm really not sure what the point of that was from Connor. I don't know what he was trying to achieve. The bomb was too far away for him to pick up, and the fact that he went down without saving that AWP means that now they don't have an AWP on the T side, and he also had 3k in his bank as well, so could have afforded to buy up around that AWP if he just went for the straight save. Obviously he gets 0 loss bonus money, but it doesn't matter when you have 3k in the bank and you're going for a buy. So really weird choice from Connor to actually start chasing that down instead of just saving the weapon, but maybe he had some ulterior motive. Either way, CAZ are going to be able to get a full buyout in this one, just despite the AWP. And Huds, he's going to be holding this push down towards the secret area. CAZ, though, a very fast play, and I like this. They're switching up the pace a little bit. They're going to have full control. They have Reason holding the rotation spot from the silo outside, and the rest of them already making their way down onto B. But this is the issue for Endpoint. They've not played any B players. Typically, they've had Max down in that low B site over in the radio room, but instead they don't. This time, though, Huds, with a fast rotation in, is already in position to deny this bonfire. He has so many teammates inbound as well. Huds catches a quick one with a Molotov, but already it's down to a 3-on-3, and CAZ yet to get this bomb down despite having so much control.
Yeah, and that's thanks to just having these players in position to try and deny these plants. Finally, it's looking like Jake can be able to get that bomb down. It will be planted out in the open. Not going to be able to cross over towards... hold that one off. Will be eliminated by Mighty Max. Ezio now coming in from the vents. They have the crossfire set up. It's actually going to be a lot of this falling onto Reason, who's gone on a very long flank, trying to make his way down ramp. He has to catch them off guard here. Boaster playing on the inside of the doors. Gonna be able to find one, and oh, the flick shot is in there from Luzza. Now things are very bad. Boaster's still alive. Gonna be rotating up. He's gonna be eliminated though, as Luzza quick on the trigger there to eliminate his previous mistakes. Takes him down. It's a 5-5 scoreline, but still, I mean, even though this looks good on paper from Endpoint, even though they've taken the last 4 in a row, they've been incredibly close. And in my opinion, CAZ, they look to be in control of a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a weird round so far, at least with Endpoint having so many players on the B site so quickly. CAZ, they had 4 plays down in secret, and they instantly lost Vents control to Huds just rotating in and just doing so much damage. So, you know, that round definitely would have gone CAZ's way if they took faster vent control over the CT side. But either way, it shows that at least they've got their setups ready. They've got that wall of smoke outside. They're a little bit more prepared than they might seem. And I mean, this can't be a terrible map for either team. The fact that it went through the map pool in a best of one, you know, veto down. So you'd imagine both teams have a bit of preparation. The CT side's a lot easier to play on anyway, so the fact that CAZ have 5-5 is, you know, quite effective. So yeah, I definitely agree with what you say there. You know, they are definitely in somewhat control here.
Oh, but I tell you who is in control, Luzza with this AWP. He's just knocking them down towards outside, finds 3 frags, and that's going to be a 6th round on the board for Endpoint. They take the lead for the first time in this matchup, and it's going to be, you know, then with a fairly sound economy up into this next round. CAZ, on the other hand, going to be force buying down once again. They went for a bit of a quasi in the previous, this time forcing it up once again. Want to try and keep the money on the side of Endpoint low, and they know that they're doing a good job with the limited rifles they've had. It's not really worth kind of taking that eco and losing the momentum they've been able to build up. Their way towards outside, flashes and smokes to cover the approach. Luzza has to fall on back, but they leave a gap in the smoke big enough for him to see through, and that's all it needs. 1 frag very early onto the side of Endpoint here, but that hasn't deterred CAZ from pushing down secret and continuing this B rush.
Yeah, again, down into the secret area. Let's see if they have a bit of emphasis on the vent control. Jake and Molotov's it, but that's not really enough here. We need a player situated towards that. They've got 3 down towards the lower door, and there's really no need to have that much control. But finally, Jacob, he's going to get himself in the position to do the damage. So while Tactician may have already rotated, Huds, he's got to worry himself, because if he starts to go join Tactician, he could be caught out. But this pincer in the sight, Tactician, he's looking for some damage. Windansky going to attempt that plan. He gets away with it as well, just through the smoke. And Boaster, he spots that Tactician. So the man advantage equalised back into a 4-on-4, but this is what I talk about, the vent control lackluster here. Jacob misses out on the shot, and Ezio is now going to be able to rotate back in as well with the support from Huds. It's so important you lock down this position, and with 4-on-3 Endpoint, they severely have the odds stacked in their favour to go for this retake.
Yep, they're just team all over this site right now. Boaster closes them doors though, and you can already see kind of the effect that's had. They know where one of these players are now. They've got to try and go for this defuse. Smoke going to be provided by Mighty Max, who goes aggressive, finds that first frag on a Boaster. Now it's just Funshine. He knows he has to deny the defuse, but he can't land the shot. Mighty goes on the flank and takes him down. It will be a 7-5 scoreline secured from Endpoint now. So, once again, another round going the way of the CTs, but it is a bomb plant for CAZ, more money in the bank, and I mean, we haven't seen them have to go on, an eco their whole T side yet.
No, well, I mean, we've seen it. No, we have seen one eco and we've seen one force with that AWP. But a couple of rounds ago, we had an eco where they, got 3 kills and Connor picked up that AWP. But I mean, they invested a fair bit into that either way, so it was almost bordering a quasi there. So yeah, CAZ have really had a good economy by and large this map so far, and they've got to, I guess, pick up a couple more rounds to make this worth their while. They definitely seem like a team that could be doing that. They have a good setup so far. It's just, a lot of the basics like vent control and, for example, the whole B site, situation seems to be a little bit lackluster, but they've hit their shots this round. They've taken control of A, but the open plant, oh no, Mighty Max, he's just going to be able to spray through 2. Connor and Jacob going down. Reason trades, but the bomb just got planted in time, so this is actually a doable clutch for Reason. He's going to wrap himself back round to the squeaky door, and this could actually catch a Tactician. There's another 1v1. Now it's all on Luzzer. He's got to stick this defuse sooner or later, but he's at least going to be baiting at the time, waiting for Reason to at least hold the angle and walk into his grasp. With Luzzer, though, hits the shot. Run and gun tech 9. Defuse going to come in, and Endpoint, they just pick it up, but by the skin of their teeth.
These rounds have been incredibly close, and it does feel like CAZ were in control. But I mean, close but no cigar is the phrase that's coming to mind. They keep on getting that bomb down. They keep finding themselves in, these 3-on-3s, 2-on-3 kind of retakes. And then they start to lose that man advantage. They start to just be chipped away. And then Endpoint actually now going to be the ones becoming the victors. CAZ, they do get that bomb plant. They still have a fairly large loss bonus racked up, so they will be able to buy down once again. This time a change of pace as they make their way up towards the looks to be perhaps this A site. As you can see, they've blown out Squeaky. They blow out the vents as well. They attempting a vent dive here. You can see Boaster's going to be exerting some pressure towards outside as well. Got to face off against Luzzer. He pushes in through Mini though, and they're set up perfectly to make their way out towards the A site.
Yeah, here we go. Connor flashes himself through. First kill going to go his way. Ezio's been taken down. Huds is on the rafters creating havoc. Eventually does fall, and the bomb plant needs to be going down here for the CAZ side, but Tactician's just going to deny it. There's no control towards the heaven position. That's a really unfortunate round there for Connor, and now a 2v2 in play. Plenty of time on the clock, so CAZ are really in no rush, but they have got this pincer who's going to be Tactician coming in through the heaven, just trying to create havoc here. Does rotate back down into the lower area, so maybe this is going to be a 2-pronged lobby attack, it seems, or maybe he's just waiting for Mighty Max to get in position before they commit to this fight taker once again.
Bomb is going to be going down, but it took a very long time, and Mighty Max has given him plenty of time to make his way round from behind. Able to find it first, tries to land that spray, does good damage, and that Molotov is going to flush Reason out. He's going to go aggressive. Mighty's ready for it, and he lets... Oh, he lands the shot. I didn't see that one coming. That's going to be a 9-5 scoreline secured now as Endpoint, they keep on winning these rounds. These so key retakes. And as you said earlier on, Hugo, retaking on the CT side is no easy feat. But Endpoint, they're making it look, just that.
Yeah, definitely. It's gone very well for them. They had a bit of a shaky start, but they've really come back in style. And as we go into the last round of the half, a 10-5 is looking very, very likely here. Ezio's clearly got the confidence. He's gone for that auto shotgun buy. I definitely can't dispute that on the A site. A good buy to go for, but it could be a little bit memey here. So may catch him out, but at least in a sight hold, that's great. Issue is, retaking with that gun is going to be a nightmare. So he's got to count his lucky stars that CAZ go towards this A site, but already that's proven to be untrue. Very fast squeaky secret control, and we have 4 players down there. in just a few seconds. Reason, again, holding this outside flank, but already we can see these CTs are rotating in position. HUDs is down through the vents. Mighty Max is already down through Secret. And Endpoint, they're more than well equipped to deal with this push.
All their eggs in one basket here. You can see that somewhat trapped towards Squeaky now, trying to, not Squeaky, Secret, sorry. Trying to push on out, but at the angle just going to be locked down by Lazza, who's watching very patiently. For the time being, giving him go for that flank. It's actually Connor to try and force the issue over towards B. Does good damage out on HUD's G, doesn't get tagged himself, but can't pick up a frag. Has to fall on back, and we're seeing them look a little bit vulnerable here. You can see they're trying to grab control of outside once again as they push out from Secret. They all convene here at outside. It has allowed Imi to push up very aggressively to the hut, just over towards the radio, biding his time, waiting. Oh, Jacob, that's a little bit awkward, kind of shot your teammate there, and that's going to give away your position. Like that pushes on out, going to find 2 frags, and oh no, it's all come crushing down. Ezio up close and personal with the XM1014, going to be taking the heads clean off of these players as they push on in. That's going to be 2 frags for him as well. 10-5 is Endpoint. They win 9 consecutive rounds and deny multiple bomb plants over that time. A total of 5 denied out of the 9 they won to take it to a 10-5 scoreline.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mighty Max was going to go for that peak anyway, but if Jacob making that early shot up and towards the heaven area caused Mighty Max to react in that way, to peek out from hell, that was pretty much single-handedly the reason CAZ lost that round, which is quite unfortunate to say. I mean, it could go either way. Mighty Max might have peaked regardless, so it's hard to know, but either way, that is quite funny to see, obviously. The timing getting the better of CAZ, and they just get mown down. But now into the pistol round. Obviously, there's a chance for retribution. A 10-5 half is good for either side. CAZ a little, slower on the second half, as we said, obviously, with those 9-round streak from Endpoint. But they can definitely make this one work on the CT side. They have such a huge advantage here. So as long as they pick up the pistol round, there should be some good things ahead of them in the future. But Endpoint, they're setting up for a fast ramp. Bose is not even committing to the angle. He's just holding towards the hell area, and he's going to be tapping away, trying to find these players as they make their way down towards the B side. But all 5 of them get down relatively unscathed. And the bomb plant is going to be very easy. CAZ are very slow on this rotation, aside from Jacob in the door.
Already posted on up. Wants to try and deny the plant, but can't land the shot through the smoke. Going to be doing good damage, but doesn't land a frag just yet. Emi tagged down at 42 HP, and Mighty Max has fallen back over towards Toxic to try and wait for this defuse to come on in. It's HUDG playing up close to personal with the Glock to find 1. Looking for a second, and oh my god, he gets it! That's going to be 2 for 1 at trade. Jacob going to be trying to go for that defuse, but the smoke isn't down quick enough. That's going to allow HUDG to pick up another frag to his name. It's all on Funshine here. 1v3 and Usp in hand, and he's trying to do the damage. Can't connect the shots. And that timer too far gone at this point. He's going to have to go down with his ship.
Yeah, Mighty Max going to clean it. So Endpoint, they pick up the round, and it is a bit of a surprise as well to see CAZ supposedly having a retake and coming inbound. They had Jacob at least pushed into the door, but relatively a bit too slow just on the retake there. But regardless, Endpoint, they pick it up. Great start into the second half, exactly what they need to carry on this momentum boost from the previous one, and a full buy coming up. They've really spared not too much expense. They've got the double SMG buy, the triple AK buy. CAZ obviously forcing into this one, but still, Endpoint, they really aren't playing around. They're not going for any kind of Mac 10s, no sword offs. They just want to win this, and they want to win this ASAP, it seems.
He managed to grab control of out. They're taking things slowly, going to be very quiet as well. No one from the side of CAZ is really aware of what's going on. You can see Lazza, he's gone very aggressive, as has Emi. And oh, Funshine, it walks out into the open and doesn't land those deke shots. That could have been a free frag going the way of CAZ, but it's going to be shut down by Lazza. Oh, a little bit, but early on the trigger there, Emi, with the UMP. It's actually Hudzo to find the next. On to Jacob. A nice one tap there. I mean, it was 2 bullets, but we'll count it as a one tap. And Boaster, 2 players left. Boaster on to find 1. It's all on Reason, who's quick to deal with Mighty, but he can't get much more. Ezio coming in from behind, and Luzza up here towards Heaven should be able to eliminate him fairly easily, and they do so. Be a 12-5 secured, but they do lose 2 players.
Yeah, that is one of the issues here. But, I mean, in the long run, it's not going to come back to haunt them too much. A 12-5 is a very decent scoreline so far, and CAZ, obviously, there's going to be, well, very likely another free round for Endpoint with only a couple of P250s invested in. So, bringing up the Mac 10 on Imi just to, you know, mow down these armorless players is going to be a good strategy. But I like what CAZ are doing. They're going for a bit of a stack, so changing things up. Issue is it's going to be the wrong call to make, but they're not to know that. Endpoint are hitting very, very fast outside, and it seems like already a bit of a split back towards the A site as they push the players in towards not only the lobby area, but also just outside of main. So I feel like they've got the information, or they should have in just a second, once they clear out the heaven position. Tactician's already up there, but Ezio, he's going to start to spot this rush as Jacob gets a bit too big for his boots, aggressive into the lobby. Man advantage. Oh, it's going to be extended one by one here. Ezio, he should have these lineups. They're only on USPs, and yeah, he will. Boaster goes down as well. This is the cleanup we were looking for, and Imi is just racking up hard, solid cash here. The $600 kill reward going to be exploited on that Mac 10.
Still on Connor. Still on no one is Ezio. It's going to be quick to guillotine him. 13-5 secured for Endpoint, and I mean, it's a very, very strong start thanks to picking up that pistol. Now they only need to get 3 more to take this one through, 2 more to reach map point. And well, it is going to be the buy down from CAZ. You can see rifles across the board, not too much utility, and that's because they opted, you know, to go for the very heavy force up into that second round. The common utility for the side of Endpoint, thanks to keeping those 2 UMPs up, going to be very, very abundant. You can see they throw these smokes over towards A. They also cover the outside approach and make their way across undetected here. You can see no one from outside able to keep their eye over the top of these smokes, and that's going to allow them to seize control of secret. 4 players pushing down, and Jacob, all that stands between them and that luscious B site.
Luscious indeed. It's all Endpoint really need. Jacob's just got to be holding on though. Still have this cross from outside, so 2 players from Endpoint are still at that red box. They've not made their way down into the secret area, and with Reason posted up towards heaven, he's going to have all the info they need when they start to make their cross. So they don't utilize those smokes, but they really don't have many left. Ezio and Hud, so the only ones with smokes, are not in position to assist these players from rotating back down towards B. But I don't think that's what they're trying to do. It seems like they have something different up their sleeves. Maybe a split up towards vents is looking possible, with still a couple of players left outside of this A site. Ezio's going to be setting up Molotovs. These 2 on the outside area looking to split in through the main. It's actually a bit of a fake. I like what Endpoint are doing here. This is different. They're going to start to clear out the site. Luzza gets the entry. Windansky will trade things out, but there's so many CTs in position, but it's no issue for Max. Another one going his way. 2 of the T's are very tagged up, but bombs down, and CAZ fighting a disadvantage as they come back in for the retake once again.
It's going to be the man advantage. Going to be going the way of Endpoint. Jacob goes out for that extended peek. Might get caught off guard. The flash does hit him, and it's actually the Hud's G on the flank right now. They deal with Reason. Boaster comes in, able to find one. These frags going left and right. Reason deal with Luzza. He hears Hud's G, but it's going to be taken down. That defuse going to be coming in from Jacob. He's not faking. Pros don't fake, and he's sticking the defuse. He's going to get it. That's going to be the 13-6 scoreline secured, and the frag after the defuse as well. That's not going to be great, but there is still plenty of money flowing on the side of Endpoint for the time being. It's actually going to be CAZ, thanks to losing 4 players there, who are going to be scraping a buy together.
Yeah, nice reactive defuse there just in time as he spotted the player down in hell. He knew he had time to commit to that defuse. It was unlikely Hudz would even, you know, suspect it was fully committing to it, as he didn't. So CAZ still in this one to win it. A very important round by them picked up. It was pretty much their last chance to come back into this map. So it's nice to see that they haven't given up just yet. We are still going to see this once again, aggressive play outside from Endpoint. I'm not sure if this one's going to be a fake or if they're going to fully commit down towards B, but they've already started to probe the secret area with Hudz going to be making his way up towards the stairs. Jacob, oh no, that's unlucky. CAZ already losing that man advantage. They need to try and equalize things up. Luzza gets tagged out by Reason over in the garage there, but he is just going to back off safely, not fully committing to the fight. And Endpoint instead going to be sending the majority of their players alongside the bomb down to B. So this is very likely going to be a full commitment here.
It is going to be eliminated by Boaster up close through control. Before Void falls back onto the site passively, Mighty Max has to deal with the threat. The rest of his team now trying to grab ramp control as Ezio pushes on round. No one here to hold it off for the side of CAZ. Should allow them to wrap their way onto the site. They have to anticipate Boaster, and that Molotov forces him on out into the waiting crosshair of Mighty Max. Eliminated, putting it down to a 3-on-4. Bomb going to be going down as well. Looks like it should go the way of Endpoint here, providing they can get these trade frags. Reason, though, going to be dealing with Luzza up close and personal on the ramp, putting it back into a 3-on-3, equalizing things out, and no trade frag in sight. Set up for this retake. They have the perimeter. They've got a player coming in from vents, and that's going to be Connor. He's going to be dealt with, though. Mighty Max does find Windansky, leaving it all on Reason. He's got the AWP, and with very little time left, no kit, and only a Molotov to his name, will be falling back. Go for the save. 14 to 16 secured now from Endpoint.
And not only that, but the reset again from Endpoint here. We saw it in the previous half at least go the way of CAZ, but now it's come back to haunt them because Endpoint now putting CAZ's economy to the dirt. The $1,400 loss bonus is going to be coming in once again. So if you have a look at the money, at least on the CT side, it is so weak, and CAZ are going to have such a difficulty maintaining anything in this round. They might have to just play for the overtime, but no, they're going to buy, and I understand that they are buying alongside an AWP, so Reason saving that means that they are going to have something to invest around. But at the end of the day, it's a really hard prospect, in fact, trying to justify going for that overtime play and not having a round buffer to fall back on. So the force does make sense, but it may be a difficult route for CAZ to come back into this one. Endpoint are looking very strong here on DE Nuke.
The real shame as well, because early on, CAZ looked to be the ones in the driving seat. They were very dominant and making their way onto the sites. The issue is they're getting the entries. They just couldn't hold on to the sites. And I think now we're really starting to see that on the CT side. Their lack of just being able to hold down these angles, losing the Angels. No trades coming through, and already they do lose Jacob over towards A. It's going to be an early man advantage for the side of Endpoint. Hudgy pushes on out, and oh, it's two fast headshots to deal with both Boaster and Windansky, leaving it all on Reason. 1 versus 4. He's got an AWP, and he wants to try and save it to play for the overtime, I imagine. If he can find a frag early on here, it wouldn't surprise me if we see him go for it, as he does rear his head out from Secret. Slowly but surely pushing on in, and no one here from Endpoint to deal with him just yet, but rallies a few AWP shots through. Now they know where he's coming from. He has to fall on back and save, and that's going to be 15 to 6. Endpoint at map point.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really look at the positives now for CAZ and go, oh yeah, no, at least they got this, at least Reason saved this AWP, but I feel like this map's got to be already over at this point. Endpoint should be able to pick up this final round without too much contention, especially with the fact that, again, CAZ are pretty much in the same situation they were in last round, except this time with $500 more. They've got that $1,900 loss bonus, so nothing to write home about. They've got a little more to buy with. Maybe some SMGs could come out if they, went for some body armor or maybe an MP9. But still, it's a worrying prospect for CAZ here. And Endpoint, they should be going 1-0 so far in this best of 2 after just a few more seconds, I imagine. But going into the buy, Endpoint sparing no expense as per usual. And CAZ, they've got another M4 on Reason, at least, bought from probably Jacob here. But still, it's not a lot to work with, is it, Harry?
I mean, they have got those 2 rifles, but it isn't enough. I mean, they've been struggling alone with having all rifles. It's going to be interesting to see if they can make this work. Reason opting to play outside, though, does find good damage early on out into Imi, and with no trade frag in sight, it is an early man advantage secured here for the side of CAZ. A little bit of a change of pace might have been what they needed as they push aggressively out towards Radio. The only issue is they've left Secret up for the taking, and you can already see taking players presence towards outside. The only player who can really deal with it is Reason. He's tagged down a little bit low anyway, and as Mighty Max peeks on round, he's going to be quick to take him down. Back into a 4-on-4. Endpoint looking to be very displaced right now. Not much order, not much trade potential either from these players. Waiting in the corner, goes out for the peek, and the timing couldn't have been worse. Mighty Max was just checking the angle. Flash goes out, but he's just going to keep on spraying down. He gets the frag. That's the 2nd time today he's been able to mop these players up. But Boaster on the flank, he can do a lot of damage here. Gonna be able to find one, looking for a second, but the panic sets in. Has to fall on back, only deals with Ezio, and now it's a 3-on-3. He can't even scavenge a rifle out of that.
A better situation for CAZ than it was in the previous round, at least. We are going to maybe see a bit of a catch-up from Jacob over on the ramp. They start to make their way onto B. He gets it first, does miss that second flick shot. It's tagged down in the process as well with 20 seconds. Endpoint, they have to force himself to get that bomb down. Luzza caught out as well in the open. And Mighty Max, he's going to have to go pretty big. Catches out the first, lots of damage onto himself. And Jacob, he still has a Molotov, or an HE, sorry. It goes in, and he gets the kill. That's going to be a good bit of utility usage from CAZ to actually pick up a round. So 7 to 15. They're still in this one to win it, but Endpoint, money is not going to be at least halted, not by any means. At least they've got a range of 5 to 11k, so I think they're going to be okay on the buy for pretty much the rest of the game. It's very likely that Endpoint should be able to eventually close this one out. And Huds, he's full confident. He's gone for the on-screen buy. He's got himself an SG.
Oh, the SG takes me back to my, you know, I mean, in all fairness, actually, it's a very good gun, and the jumping accuracy on it, I always find is, I don't even know if it's meant to be statistically, but I always think it's pretty damn accurate, even while jumping. So, it'll be interesting to see if we can get an elite mid-air backflip. You know, I don't know what they do, but still, Jacob going to be going aggressively here towards A once again. CAZ, they're just making this aggressive strat work as they push on out. Because early on, they know it's not going to be a B ramp play, so that only leaves outside 4 players here. Endpoint, they do have Ezio up on top of Marshmallow, biding his time. Find something early on. Boaster got to be the player to try and deal with this. He is going to get tagged a little bit. Falls on down. Boaster on the flank once again. Should be able to deal with him here.
Oh, this could be good. Ezio, though, gives away his position. Reason's going to go down. Boaster just prepared for this. Shuts him down in the meantime, as you said. And Max is going to get the entry down onto B. So it's the bomb plant. Here's a man advantage for Endpoint. And here's all they really need to close this one out. The only CT's only just realizing this is a B take. Connor's going to be in position in time, but only Boaster and Wendansky just starting their rotation back into the site. So time is playing against them here. The positive is they do have a lot of utility, at least to expend, as they try and get themselves back into the site. And Boaster going to be flashing himself through. Starts his push down into B. Molotov goes out. Tactician, or Imi, sorry, takes down Funshine. And Boaster and Connor, they've got to pick up the pieces of a fallen round, but it doesn't seem to be working. Boaster, he gets himself one. Imi goes down as well. Tries to control the spray, but he's got to find his last kill. The time is so limited, and Huds, he's just biding his time, sitting over towards that door position. The defuse is coming in. Boaster sticking it. He might be able to get away with it, but no, Huds. He finally gets that kill with just 2 seconds remaining on that bomb. And Endpoint, they are going to take that first map away from them, 16-7. With